hope that you are well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 2 English lesson on articles. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 2, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of articles. Right? All right, so our chapter is articles. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 2. And the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter of articles is to identify articles and to also use the correct article, which is a or an. So that is what we are going to be using. And like I said, the chapter we're doing is articles. All right. So articles are, I'm not sure if I should say a word or it's a letter, but a and an, they are called articles, right? A or an are called articles, right? And articles, right, can we usually use in front of a word or a noun that either starts with a consonant, or we can use it in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound, right? And vowels are letters such as A, E, I, O, U, right? Those are vowels. And then the rest of the alphabet, right? The other letters in the alphabet, those are all consonant sounds. So which means that we are going to use A, right, in front of a noun that starts with a consonant. And if we were to go to the, okay, let's say we write down the whole alphabet, A. Okay, so that is the alphabet, right? So if we were to identify our vowels within our alphabet, vowels are A, it's E, I, O, and U, right? Those are vowels, right? We call those vowel sounds, right? And then the rest of the words that is being underlined, B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z, those are called consonants, right? So we have vowels, and vowels we said are A, E, I, O, and U, right? Those are vowels. And consonants, right? Consonant sounds are the rest of those words that is just being underlined within the alphabet. And we have 26 letters in the alphabet. Five of those 26 letters in the alphabet, right, are vowel sounds. It's vowel sounds. Before we use vowel sounds, right, we use the article an, an for an, right? And then we have consonants, right? And consonants are the rest of the, let's say the 21 other letters in the alphabet, right? And we put the word a in front of any word that starts with a consonant sound. All right. So we said we have our vowels, and then we also have our consonants. All right. So we say that we use a, right? We said that we use a before a word that starts with a consonant sound. And if we look at the example, right? If we look at the example, it says met as a boat. So met as a boat, right? So look at the word boat. Boat starts with a B, right? And B is a consonant sound, right? So we can then put the letter A in front of it because we says Matt has a boat. We don't say Matt has an boat. We say Matt has a boat, right? Because the word that comes after A, right, starts with a consonant. It starts with a consonant. And then it says, I ate a fresh orange. So I ate a fresh orange. There's a in front of a word that starts with an F for fresh, right? So we use a in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. And if you look at the alphabet there on top, right? All those words says underlined, not the ones that are circled, the ones that are underlined, right? Those are consonants. And the ones that are encircled are called vowels. And we use an. We use an, or that's the article an, before a word that starts with a vowel sound. And we said vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. And if we make an example of a vowel, or let's say of an article, right? Then we can say an ant. So there we have the word ant. So we will say an ant because ant starts with the letter A, and A is a vowel sound. So an ant walked up the tree. Or we can say that was an Easy, because easy is E, starts with an E. So that was an easy test. Yes, so we use the article an, right? So we can even say whenever we use vowel sounds, right? Or whenever we use a, we can, for example, say a apple, an apple, sorry, an apple. If we were to use the, if that word, if there was a word that started with an E, we can maybe say an elephant, an igloo, an orange, and an umbrella. Those are examples of those are examples of words, right? Of words that starts with a vowel sound. An apple, an elephant, an igloo that starts with an I, an orange, as well as an umbrella, right? So we use an in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So if a word starts with A, E, I, O, U, we then put N in front of that word. And if the word starts with any other letter in the alphabet, like B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z, right? If any word starts with any of those letters that is underlined, we use a in front of that word because those words starts with consonants. All right. If we look at an example, right? So we're going to look at an activity example. It says, do we say a duck swims by the boat, or do we say an duck swims by the boat? Look at the word. Look at the word duck. Duck starts with a D. Is D a vowel sound, or is the consonant sound? All right, so look at the word duck. All right, do we say a duck swims by the boat, or do we say an duck swims by the boat? A duck or an duck swims by the boat? All right. So if we look at that example, right, it says duck swims by the boat. Do we say a duck swims by the boat or an duck swims by the boat? Which one is the correct one? A duck or we're going to say an duck? And if we were to choose the correct one, we will say a duck. So we're going to say a duck swims by the boat because D starts with a consonant sound. All right, so we can say at. Do we say at a picnic or at an picnic people eat outside? Do we say at a picnic or at an picnic people eat outside? We need to choose the correct article. Is it a or an? All right. So we will then say at a picnic people eat outside. Tommy put some cookies. Do we say on a dish or an dish? All right. So once again, we say we have articles, and articles are a as well as an, right? Those are articles. We use a in front of a word that starts with a consonant, and we said consonants are words in the alphabet. That is all the other words in the alphabet except for the five vowels. All right, if we look at the last one, we say this one is a, right? At a picnic. The last one, Tommy put some cookies on. Do we say on a dish or on an dish? A dish or an dish? Tommy put some cookies on a dish or an dish. All right, so we can say Tommy put some cookies on a dish, right? So there's nothing that shows an, right? All right, so now let's go to A plus students.ca, and then we're going to continue with our tutorial. So we're going to identify articles, and that is the lesson, right? So we identify articles and we said A, right? We use in front of a word that starts with a vowel, and that is N. And A, we use in front of a word that starts with a consonant, right? That starts with a consonant. All right. If we look at here, we say A and there are articles, right? A banana, right? And as we can see, banana starts with a B, right? Remember, you only put your articles based on the word that is after where you're supposed to have plot your article. An apple. So a banana, but we have an apple. All right, and we say an apple. So a banana, an apple. All right. So we see that when it comes to articles, right, a as well as n, right, a we use in front of a word that starts with a consonant, right? All right. If we look at it says Colin will keep the shiny stone in his pocket. Okay, that is now where we also identify the right as a article. But for now, we're just focusing on a and we're just focusing on an, right? And we can maybe say an apple. All right. So once again, we see that we use a and we use an, right? And those are articles. Articles are I don't even know if I can say it's a word or a letter that you put in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. Right? So if the word makes a consonant sound or is consonant, right? All right. So we see that articles are either a or it's an, right? There's another one, but that you will learn later on. All right. So here we can say an or a or the, right? So, but we are not going to focus on the. We're going to put something else in the place of the. Okay. Grandma saw a mouse before I did. Grandma saw the house before I did. What is our article within that sentence? Remember we said a, an, and the are articles. Grandma saw the mouse before I did. What is the article there? And then we can say the is our article. So we have a, an, as well as the, right? But you will mainly use a as well as an. All right, let's go to our test. Guys, you use a or you use an in front of a word, right? A noun within the sentence. We use a ball, a boat, a biscuit, right? In front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. And we use an apple, an island, an igloo, an onion, an umbrella, and so much more, right? And we use an in front of a. All right. So if we look at it says Martha should not climb on the ladder. Right? Martha should not climb on the ladder. And here they're actually also bringing in another. It's not okay, it's not just a as well as an. We are also now adding the, right? The is also an article, right? So it says Martha should not climb up the ladder. Which one is the article within that sentence? And if we were to select the article, we would say it is the. Martha should not climb up the article. So we have a, an, and the. right? And those are articles. The most important thing to do is your best. The most important thing to do is your best. What is the article within that sentence? All right, and we can say the is our article. So the most important thing to do is your best. All right, if you look at the next one, it says there is a chance of heavy rain today. What is our article? So what is the article within the sentence? Is it rain or is it a? And when we choose the article, we will say it is a. So there is a chance of rain today, right? All right, so now we're going to use the correct article, right? We're either going to use a or we're going to use an. So either a or an, right? That we're going to use. So we say we put the word a in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound. And we put an in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. And we say the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Right? For example, I asked for a banana, B for banana, right? And she asked for an apple, A for apple. All right. So we see that we use a in front of a word that starts with a consonant sound, and we use an in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. And vowel sounds can be words like A, E, I, O, U, right? It can be elephant, apple, orange, umbrella, right? All right, so we said we use a in front of a word like banana, ball, clown. So we use a. And then we use an in front of words like apple, island, igloo, right? Those are words that is being used in front of this article. So we use a as well as an. All right, look at the sentences. Carly had apple and some eggs for breakfast. Apple. Do we say Carly had a apple or Carly had an apple? Carly had a apple or Carly had an apple? Carly had a apple or Carly had an apple? Apple starts with a vowel sound. So if apple starts with a vowel sound, are we going to say Carly had a apple or do we say Carly had an apple and some eggs for breakfast? All right, so we can say Carly had, since apple starts with a vowel sound, we can say Carly had an apple and some eggs for breakfast. So an apple and some eggs for breakfast. All right, if we look at the next one, Tina is still learning how to use. Is it a computer or an computer? Tina is still learning to use a computer or an computer. What is the correct article? A computer or an computer? So Tina is still learning how to use. Do we say a computer or do we say an computer? All right, and we can say Tina is still learning to use a computer, right? And a we put in front of the word that starts with a consonant sound. All right, so we're either going to use a or we're going to use an within the test, right? We will need, do we say we will need a flashlight in this dark room or we will need an flashlight in the dark room? So we will need, do we say we will need a flashlight in this dark room or an flashlight in this dark room? A or an? All right, so we will need, and we say we will need a a flashlight in this dark room. And A is correct. How far can you kick? Do we say how far can you kick and football or how far can you kick a football? So how far can you kick? Is it N ball or A ball? N ball or A ball? All right. So if we choose the correct one, we can say, how far can you kick a football? All right. So we can say, I know that. Do we say a whale is not a fish or an whale is not a fish? All right. So we can say, I know that whale is not a fish. A whale is not a fish. All right. So we said that we have articles, right? And our articles is a, and, or the, right? All right. So we see that we did articles. We said a, and the are articles, right? A as well as the we use in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound. And then we use the word N in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound, which is A, E, I, O, U. All right, so we said articles are A and N. We use A in front of a word that starts with a consonant, and we use N in front of a word that starts with a N. That's an article that starts with a vowel sound. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on articles. I really hope you're going to have a good evening further. Goodbye.